Hi guys, it's Katie. So I'm a big fan of pressure cookers, and I have a stovetop pressure cooker, and I've shown it in a few different videos. I think I have quite a few pressure cooker videos on my channel, which I can link the playlist of my pressure cooker videos down below. But there's actually not that many stovetop pressure cooker videos on YouTube. All of the pressure cooker videos, like the majority of them, are using electric pressure cookers. And I know that electric pressure cookers have just kind of boomed onto the market and just, you know, exploded in popularity. And a lot of people are really, really loving their electric pressure cooker. But what I have and what I love is a stovetop pressure cooker. Actually, I have it here. This is a Fagor stovetop pressure cooker. I got this about 11 years ago. It was a wedding gift. And I didn't register for it or ask for it or expect it or anything, but my dear friend got it for us because she thought that we would get a lot of use out of it. And growing up, my mom only ever made one thing in a pressure cooker, and that was pot roast. So when I got this, I was like, oh great, now I can make pot roast, but I didn't really know what else I could do with it. But she told me a little bit of the things that she had made in hers, because she had also recently just got one. That's why she was so excited to get us one. And I experimented with it and I played around with it, and I really quickly fell in love with it, and I've used it really consistently and really frequently over the last 10 plus years. It's actually something that I grab more frequently. It's in my cabinet. It's the first thing there, even in front of my regular pots and pans, because I'll grab this all the time throughout the week. So I have mentioned on my channel quite a few times that I wanted to make a video talking about what I love about my stovetop pressure cooker. Because like I said, there's not that many videos about stovetop pressure cookers here on YouTube, and there's not many videos showing how to use them. But there are a lot talking about electric pressure cookers. And the more I hear people talk about electric pressure cookers, the more I get kind of curious about them. But I've never really felt the need to either replace or supplement what I already have, because I really love it. It does everything that I ask it to do, and it does it really well. So I think I've mentioned on my channel that I wanted to talk about what I love about my stovetop pressure cooker and why I'll never buy an electric pressure cooker, but I bought an electric pressure cooker. So I still want to talk about all the great things about my stovetop pressure cooker, but now I have an electric pressure cooker, so I can really compare the two. Some of the big things that I really hesitated when it comes to an electric pressure cooker, number one, it's my stovetop pressure cooker does everything that I need it to do. Number two is I get really kind of nervous when it comes to buying high-priced electronic kitchen gadgets, just because the more buttons there are, the more components there are, the more things to fail and the more things to just break down on you, and then you don't have your pressure cooker anymore. As long as my stove's working, or I have a working source of flame, like a propane burner or, you know, electric hot plate, this will work. There's no electronic components to fail in this. The only thing that can fail in this is the safety valve could pop, which that's in every pressure cooker, and the seal can be, you know, needs to be replaced, and that's with every pressure cooker. But unless my stove breaks down, my pressure cooker is always going to be able to be used. So that's something that I really like. What I got this electric pressure cooker actually was to replace my slow cooker. So I got my crock pot and my pressure cooker at the same time for a wedding gift, and the crock pot's going out the door because it's been dying a slow death over the last few years. When I was a newlywed, I registered for a crock pot. I thought it would be something I use all the time, and I never even thought of a pressure cooker. And over the course of my, 10 years of using both appliances, the crock pot's the thing that I use for one or two items, and the pressure cooker is the thing that I use all the time. And here we are 10 years later, I'm replacing the crock pot because the buttons don't work anymore. I push the button 5 or 6 times to get it to work, but my stovetop pressure cooker is gonna probably be around for the rest of my marriage, which is hopefully gonna be 50 or 60 more years. So when I wanted to replace my slow cooker, I wasn't gonna buy another crock pot. There's too many things I don't like about crock pots. So when I saw the Instant Pot on the Amazon Prime deal of the day or whatever for $58, I went ahead and snatched it up. That was just, $10, $15, $20 more than I would have paid to replace my crock pot. So I went ahead and got it. So I'm gonna try out, I'm gonna see what's so great about the Instant Pot, and I'll get back to you on how much I like it. But today I wanted to talk about what I like about the stovetop. So like I said, there's no buttons to break, and it's just really reliable. I mean, it's a pot. It's a pot with a lid that latches on tight enough to build up pressure, and that's all you need for a pressure cooker. Something else that I really like is this is stainless steel. Now I know my Instant Pot has a stainless steel liner. That's the reason why I chose this one. I probably would not have bought an electric pressure cooker if it had a nonstick liner, which a lot of the other brands do. So this is all stainless steel, cleans up like a dream. I just scour it out with a, a scrubber and it's good to go. So the same thing for this Instant Pot, but some electric pressure cookers are not like that. Another big thing I like about my stovetop pressure cooker is I can take it off of the heat when I need to. I know a lot of people will say the thing about the Instant Pot is it takes a while to come up to pressure and it takes a while to come down from pressure. Now you have to do the same thing in a stovetop pressure cooker, but I feel like it's a lot faster because you can completely remove it from the heat. I can turn off my burner if it's a gas burner, or for my electric stove I can literally pick it up and lift it completely away from the heat source so that it can cool down a lot faster. Even if you release the quick release and all the steam comes pouring out in the electric pressure cooker, it's still down inside those heating elements. Those electric heating elements are still hot and still being held next to the hot, the liner. And I just feel like that would take a lot longer to come down in pressure. And even with a quick release, it would just take a long time to come down in pressure. So that's something else I like about this. Also, with my stovetop pressure cooker, I feel like if you know how to use your stove, which you probably do from cooking everything else on your stove, then you know how to use your pressure cooker. You know where your dials need to be set to get high heat versus low heat. You can saute right in it, just like it's it's basically just a regular pot. So anything that you can do in a regular pot, you can do in this pressure cooker. So browning things before you pressure cook them, sauteing things, anything that you wouldn't normally do, you can do. And as long as you already know how to use your stove, there's no real learning curve as far as that's concerned. Whereas with all the buttons, you have to figure out which settings work. And I know that there's like saute, and then you have to increase the temperature for the hot saute and just different things. I'm gonna have to learn on my Instant Pot. But on a stovetop pressure cooker, you don't need to learn anything new. So I feel like that's a big plus in that way too. And probably the last thing is, like I said, this works just like a pot. It has a handle. This one even has a helper handle. Some have two like shorter handles, but you can use this just like a pot. Whereas the Instant Pot and other ones, they have a liner that has to be removed. And I'm just not sure how easy that will be. So for my stovetop pressure cooker, if I'm making super chili and I want to get that last little bit, pouring it into a container, I just pick it up and I can pour it. Whereas in the liner, I think I'll have to use a ladle and scoop it out and potentially spill it all over the outside. So like I said, I haven't really tried my electric pressure cooker yet. We'll see if any of these things that I think are true about it are actually true. I just wanted to give some love to the stovetop pressure cooker because I just don't see that much love given to it. I know a lot of people just are going gaga over their electric pressure cookers. Maybe it's their first use of a pressure cooker and they just love the fact that it's pressure cooked food, which I love the fact that food is pressure cooked too. It just adds layers and layers of flavor, makes things that are harder to cook or things harder to cook from scratch easier. So if an electric pressure cooker made somebody feel more comfortable and it just felt less overwhelming to try a pressure cooker as an electric pressure cooker, then I think that's great. That's great that it's getting more people into pressure cooking. But that doesn't mean that you need to be scared of a stovetop pressure cooker. They are awesome. They also generally are a little bit cheaper. So I don't know how much this one was because it was a gift. And I got this one for a really good price. So I think they were probably similarly priced. But a lot of the electric pressure cookers can get really high up there in price. So if you're thinking about getting an electric pressure cooker and you're just not sure, get a stovetop pressure cooker. Anyway, I will put some links down below of ones that I really like. They don't make this exact Fagor model anymore, but there's one that's pretty similar to it, so I'll link that down below. But anyway, we'll give this a try for a few weeks. We'll see how I like it, and maybe I'll come back and say the things that I actually do like about the electric pressure cooker. All right, got any questions, leave them down below. And like I said, I'll leave that playlist with all of my pressure cooker recipes down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!